It is that time of year again, folks. It is officially buy season on MLS and Asian market cards. They appear to have hit the lowest point that they're going to hit this year. So if you want a team for next year, now is the time to go and pick your players. We're going to go over a little bit of strategy. We also have a giveaway winner to announce, so make sure you stay tuned to the end for that. Let's get into it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another video on the channel. This is Chris, the MLS card guy, and today we are going over MLS cards. I built a team for you guys, just a quick little team that I put together just to show you the potential and what is currently out there. Prices are dirt cheap right now. Make sure you get the players that you want now before they start to rise as we head towards the off season. If you wait till after the season is over, they will probably have risen a little bit by then, I would assume. And again, that is depending on the player, but overall, I think now is the time that you want to go ahead and pick your teams. Just quickly, we're going to go over a little bit of strategy first off. For me, I'm going to be buying players that I think are elite. I'm going to be buying the best of the best because their price is as low as it's going to get. Obviously, that's with everybody. But for me, I think I'm going to take the really, really big players, take them very low, and then once their price rises up a little bit, I'm going to sell them off, and then I'll have enough to go after the lower tier guys who have already risen some, but are still in a viable price range at that point for me. So what I'm going to do is get all of my absolute stud stars right now, and then as we go throughout the year and I sell those guys off, I'm going to have a ton of money to be able to invest in the lower tier guys that I need to maybe ETH grind or anything like that. So this video is going to give you some of the star guys that are a little bit underpriced that you should target right now. So I put together a team of 5 guys plus a little bonus guy for you. So we're going to go ahead and get into that right now. First guy is our goalkeeper, Brad Stuver. Goalkeeper, it doesn't really matter. You just need a starter. Stuver seems to be at least the cheapest starter that I have full confidence will start next season. He's also going to start the last few games of this season, I would assume. If you want to roll the dice and go with Jimmy Maurer, you definitely can. Jimmy Maurer is cheaper, but I am 100% confident that Brad Stuver starts. I am only 85% confident that Maurer starts at this point. It's a little worrying that they're completely going with Felipe Dallas instead of Maurer for the end of the season. They're trying to see what they have in Felipe. They do have an option to buy on him, so it is an expensive one. They want to see what they get. To me personally, I wouldn't take it. I don't think he's a great goalkeeper, and Maurer is a solid, average goalkeeper in MLS. So to me, I would still go with Maurer if I was Dallas, but I'm not paid to make those decisions. So if you want the really safe option, Stuver is 0.026. I'm building this as a limited team right now, and I will tell you why as well. Limited has, right now the prices are dirt cheap on Limited. You can get them for like $15, some really great players. So I'm going to build a limited team here. It's going to be focused solely on MLS. We're actually going to do an Asia video as well a little bit later on. But for right now, focused on MLS, Brad Stuver is going to be the goalkeeper. Again, you just need a goalkeeper. It doesn't matter who it is. Stuver seems like the best bet to start the end of this season and towards the beginning of next season. Great part about buying the team right now, you can actually use them the last 5 games. If you buy the team that I'm about to show you right now, I am very, very confident that these guys are going to put up enough points to be able to get you a few rewards toward the end of this year as well. So we have next up Ryan Hollingshead coming back off an injury. He's been phenomenal the last 3 games. You can see he is a make or break type of guy. Consistently hits into the 70s. He has home run potential too. He has hit 100 before this season, I believe. And right now he's going for 0.005. So very, very cheap guy. If you do want to roll the dice on Maurer, he also pairs with Hollingshead here. So it actually would help a little bit on that end. Just not confident that Maurer is going to start the rest of the games this year. And in that case, with a tiebreaker, I'm just going to go with Stuver just to be safe. Going back to Hollingshead here, he's a great player. 30 years old, a little bit towards the older side, but should still have a year or 2 left of production. Yeah, I mean, nothing else really to say about him. You're getting him at a dirt cheap price, 0.005. He's hot right now. He's proven ability, 55 over the last 40, and he's played 90% of the games, save for this one little stretch where he was injured. So Even if you wanted to go with a rare card, 0.033 I think is a little high. You could even get him a little bit lower. So a great guy to try to win a card with. I wouldn't necessarily recommend going D4 and trying to put him in Global All-Star, because you do have these games where he just doesn't show up. A 5 one game, you know, he's got some of these lower games, but he also has that high-end ability where if you're looking to win a card, that's the guy you want. Next up, we're going to go Emmanuel Reynoso from Minnesota. Currently going for 0.01. I just picked him up off auction for 0.008. So he could be a little bit cheaper than even 0.01. Obviously, you can see the 60 over the last 40 games. He's going to be the best player in this team. Obviously, game-breaking potential. And he doesn't even have a ton of DNPs. He had the one stretch where he was hurt right here. Not a ton of DNPs, so pretty reliable guy. And obviously game-breaking potential as well. A little bit more expensive on the rare side. But again, this team is built for just a D5 limited team. So you can go and find there are really good options at midfield right now for rare cards. Just go through and look at the last. I always use the last 40 because that kind of tells you how good a player is. Last 40, so you can see he's not on great form right now, but even not on great form, he's got a 77 and a 56. You'll take that out of the last 5 games, and then going back a little further, he's been fine. So Emmanuel Reynoso becomes player number 2. Number 3 is going to be Alex Ring from Austin. Again, another player you're getting dirt cheap, 0.005. If you want to go with a budget team, this is a guy that I would highly recommend. You can see how consistent he is putting up 60s. That's what we're looking for when we're trying to win cards, is 60s. And you can see how good he is at doing that. Even a high 50 is not going to kill you if he's so cheap. He's 0.05 right now, and you can get him for probably closer to this 0.043 on the rare market if you're a little bit more patient. Guys are going to start selling off their teams as we hit the end of the year, so there should be more supply hopefully on the market, but there should be more demand. More people are going to do like we're doing and buying teams here at the end of the year as well. So just something to keep an eye on. You might have to be a little bit more patient on the rare market, but limiteds, they are everywhere and you can get them for a good price right now. Forward, we're going to go with a guy I really like, Christian Dejome from Vancouver. They had a formation change probably, I don't know, 5-6 games ago, and they kicked Caicedo out of the starting lineup, which doesn't make any sense to me. Caicedo is one of their best players, but Dejome did not get kicked out of the starting lineup, which shows you how important he is to them. They have a ton of attacking options: Brian White, Lucas Catalini, Dejome, Caicedo. They have a ton of guys. Dejome is always starting, always starting. That's what we want. And when he starts, obviously, he puts up numbers as well. So you can see the numbers here. He's also what I call an all-around positive. So you can see very few minuses, which is interesting for a forward. Most forwards have games like this where they get a minus 0.4 or even worse than that. But he is really good at all-around score for a forward. Generally, forwards giving the ball away a little bit more, trying to make things happen. He doesn't do that. So Dejome is very consistent, 0.012 on the market right now. I picked up his rare card earlier this week for, I think that's my 0.077 actually. And then we have a bonus player for you, Andrew Farrell. So Farrell is more of a guy that I would target kind of in the rare category, as he's so consistent. I mean, look at these last few games. He hasn't been below 43. That's incredible for an ETH grinding team. You want to put him in Global All-Star and just go nuts with his rare card. I'm all about that. Averaging 58 the last 15, really good. 52 over the last 40, really good. He just doesn't have a ton of game breaking. Obviously, the one game he had a big game, but nothing over a 70 otherwise. So he would be kind of the lower end if you're looking to really win a card. But really good to fill out a lineup with. If you have like Ring and Reynoso and a couple of other guys and you just need to fill out the lineup, Andrew Farrell is not going to let you down. So that's going to be the team here. We gave you 2 midfields, 2 defenders, a forward, and a goalkeeper. all of those guys, highly recommend. The total team cost for all those guys was right around $230. I think it was 0.05 and change, maybe 0.0523, somewhere in there. So not really expensive for a couple $100. You're going to be winning rewards with this team pretty consistently, I would say. This is a really, really good team that should carry you well into next season. So we have a giveaway to do. So I've got names here of everybody who entered the giveaway. What we're going to do is copy the names over. And we're going to go over to random. We're going to randomize this list. So we're going to do this 5 times. Whoever ends up on the top and on the 5th time is going to be our winner. So good luck to everyone. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and here we go. For the win, the winner is Simon Wakefield. So congratulations to Simon. Make sure you message me on Twitter. You can leave a comment on the video. Just anything so that I can get your Sorare name and get your card over to you. Appreciate you guys watching the video. Until the next time, Vamos United.